How you feel about the Mike Williams trade, bro?
Good move. Yeah, we needed to add a receiver. I thought it would be foolish of us not to before this trade deadline was over. And Mike Williams, he's a receiver, and he's a good receiver. He's the last receiver of like my upper echelon tier that I would have been happy with. Because after him, I think there was a big drop-off with the other receivers that were available. So he just made the cut. We gave up a fifth-round pick for him. I think that's fair. The part of it that I don't like, and some of this is just hindsight 2020, I'm not even going to front, especially with how he's been looking with his new team.
Yeah.
But DeAndre Hopkins went for a fifth-round pick, and seeing what he's doing with the Chiefs right now.
Did you see him last night? Holy cow.
I would have preferred using this fifth-round pick to get DeAndre Hopkins instead of Mike Williams. So if we would have been 2 weeks sooner, that's what I would have liked to use the fifth-round asset for, as opposed to Mike Williams. Because I think not only is DeAndre Hopkins better over the course of his career, the resume absolutely washes Mike Williams, but based off what I saw last night, I think he's still better right now.
Yeah, I don't hate any of that, man. Honestly, I mean, we share some of the sentiments. We know of the list of receivers we talked about. There were multiple names mentioned prior to Mike Williams, and in fact, when it came down to would you rather go for a Devontae Adams with the Raiders or try to get Mike Williams with the Jets, while we were trying to see how this whole intersection was about to cross, we were back and forth on the intrigue with the Mike Williams. Maybe this fits the offense a little bit better, but at the same time, we all agreed when we saw him playing, we were like, yo, it doesn't look the most productive in that Jets offense. Now, we know the Jets offense has been going through a lot. Their whole organization has been going through some great chaos over there, but the thing that I do like, man, is we addressed a need. We've been talking about this need since we traded away Deontay Johnson. We said, man, now you have created a void that we need another guy in here, whether that be a marquee name or a guy that we think is just a good guy to have in the group. With Mike Williams specifically, though, when we talked about him, we brought up some of his production that he had in LA with the Chargers. Outside of George Pickens, we don't have a guy that's done the type of stuff that he's done from a statistical standpoint. Multiple seasons over 1,000 yards. He's had multiple seasons over 650 in terms of receiving yards, 657, 56, and 895. He's then scored multiple touchdowns on multiple occasions. So with him, I feel like we're at least getting some proven production. We're getting a certain floor that comes with him where it's less about the optimism of, man, Calvin Austin is really showing some positivity, but we still have a lot more of his story that is untold. Whereas with Mike Williams, from his time in with the Chargers or even his time with the Jets, it's like we've seen him have to produce. We've seen him work with different quarterbacks. And to me, I just think, man, when you're pairing him in a situation with the George Pickens, young, talented receiver who's already hungry, trying to prove that he's the man. You got a Russell Wilson who has shown a high level of ability to raise the production of the guys around him. I think in this situation, along with Russ's temperament in comparison to Aaron Rodgers, I think that the whole situation could be a better fit for Mike Williams. We talk about that confidence you get being somewhere where you feel like, yo, I'm loved, I'm wanted. It's not, oh, if we play bad, I'm the bad guy because that's Aaron Rodgers and he can't take any type of blame with this situation. With him coming here, he's not going to have that type of pressure on him. In fact, we know all that goes on Coach T anyways. Hey, you play bad and lose, they're not going to blame you. We're going to call it a Tomlin loss. So I think just for him, man, it could just be a better situation as a whole as well, man. And I don't think it upsets GP. You bring in DeAndre Hopkins, GP might look at that sideways like, yo, what y'all saying? Y'all don't think I can be that? Y'all think y'all have to get this guy in here who is already this before I can even prove it? Whereas with Mike Williams, I think you kind of still give GP the benefit of the doubt and you're telling him, hey, bro, I'm getting you a Robin. I'm getting you somebody that's going to take some of this attention off of you so you can really thrive and cook these folks out here this year.
And not only from a Russ temperament standpoint, but maybe even just an offensive fit standpoint too, because Aaron Rodgers and his offense, it's a certain style. It's a certain way, very West Coast, and
timing centric, but you got a star that you
you have Rodgers and you have all of the pieces that he wanted there, and then you had Hackett. So he was just basically bringing everything that he had going over in Green Bay to the Jets, and Mike Williams was supposed to fit in there, and it never worked. I mean, he's been trying to come back from that ACL injury, and you're right too. Rodgers putting the blame on Mike on the one game because he didn't run, which was actually accurate after I looked into it. Mike Williams ran the wrong route there.
Or did Rodgers have the wrong read?
No.
You see what I'm saying?
No, that was on Mike Williams. He shouldn't have thrown Mike Williams under the bus.
Because it's Rodgers, though. When it's Rodgers, when you have a quarterback like that, it's like, regardless of who's right or who's wrong, because we obviously weren't in the huddle, it's like, you're never going to be right. It's kind of what we're saying with it.
Yeah, either way. But the fit here, though, is, Russ, a little improvisational at times, willing to take more shots on the outside, the deep ball. Whereas, like we were saying with Rodgers, the Jets, timing, get the ball out quick at times. It's his system. He knows where everyone's supposed to be, how they're supposed to run it. Whereas here, I think there's a little bit more wiggle room of just, hey, can you win your one-on-one? Russ is going to find a way to get it to you because you see what he's been doing with GP.
Facts.
So that could maybe work out for Mike Williams. Just the whole fit here, the surroundings, and all he's got to do is come in, do his job, and we're not expecting anything crazy from him. At least I'm not, because day one, at least you're providing that depth. That's all I really want right now, because I think we can continue to win games with how the offense has been running, with Pickens being the one, Van Jefferson and Calvin Austin doing their thing as wide receiver 2, wide receiver 3, utilizing the tight ends, the running backs in the passing game. So you don't need to be doing any. You don't need to be the savior right away. Come in here, figure out the system, get acclimated, and then weeks down the line, if you continue to recover from this ACL, you get healthier, you get more familiar with the system, we get you out there and you start making plays, then hey, we're playing with house money then. Yeah. That's how I view it.
I also like the fact that high-end pedigree. When you talk top 10 picks, you talk just athleticism or freaky traits. And from there, that's the whole song and dance. It's the Justin Fields convo, right? Man, you see all of this potential, all of this talent. If you can catch lightning in a bottle, you got one of them ones potentially.
Yeah,
that's the Mike Williams. That's what he is right now.
And he did good whenever he had Herbert at quarterback over with the Chargers.
Absolutely. So in a sense, it's like, I like the fact that if we're gonna shoot and we didn't get Ayuk, we didn't get Devontae, we didn't get Christian. All right, shoot another high-end first-round talent, and let's see. All right, in this situation, change of scenery, different cast of characters. Can we be the difference? So I like that part.